Last season, my FA Cup road to Wembley and indeed my ground hopping journey began with Bottesford Town winning at Hucknall Town's RM Stadium. Since then, I've completed my road to Wembley journey, been to various grounds across the UK and started my new non-league football series. All of these video links can be found in the description under this one, and after a busy summer, the 2025-26 season officially kicked off for me on Friday night at the Barrett Steel Stadium as I watched the local derby between Bottesford Town and Scunthorpe United. The Barrett Steel Stadium reopened back in July 2023 after having its brilliant 3G playing surface installed, and it's been under development since Bottesford Town moved back here after ground sharing with neighbours Winterton Rangers. This will be their third season at this ground in its current form, and this is an exciting project that seems to have new features every time I come back here. Bottesford Town play in the Northern Counties East Premier Division, which sits at the 9th tier of England's football pyramid. And although they produced their best ever run in the FA Cup last season, their league campaign was somewhat disappointing, eventually ending the season in 16th place.
It finished on a damp squid. We had a fantastic FA Cup run under Mike's tenure, and then Christmas time we got picked off by Bridlington and went there, and we had a spell from January to March where we knew we needed to pick up a certain amount of points, and we did that. And then once we sort of was mathematically safe, planning switched immediately to this year and what we needed. But overall, we were pleased with a lot of individuals' development through the year. You started to see the young lads starting to grow. It's another year's worth of experience in them. But they're not moving on to this season. There's no way that we're going to be happy with finishing where we were last year. We want to kick on this year.
Bottesford have been busy in the transfer window, however, bringing in several new faces, including prolific Lincoln United goalscorer Jack McMenemy, who will add a constant goal threat after scoring 30 goals at this level last season. I don't need to big him up too much as his record speaks for itself, but he does seem to have generated a lot of excitement around the club. When you slot him in alongside 25-goal strike partner Aris Cunha, supported by the pace of both Johnny Niantu and Luke Aris, it does look like Bottesford Town are going to be a joy to watch this season. Scunthorpe United won the National League North playoffs last season after finishing runners-up to Brackley Town, so they'll be playing in the National League this coming season and 4 leagues higher than Bottesford, so this one would be a huge test for the hosts with a massive crowd expected. And the place was buzzing. It's really great to see clubs at this level attracting such big crowds, so hopefully a few of these in attendance will come back in the future. Bottesford Town is a fantastic club and easily one of my favourite non-league clubs. They have an excellent setup and they really care about the matchday experience. Last time I was here, their new sponsors lounge was under development, but now it's finished and ready to go, so I'll definitely be trying it out at some point this season. Not many clubs at this level can offer a hospitality package, so I'm really excited to give it a go. The two teams came out onto the pitch with Bottesford Town in blue and Scunthorpe United in sky blue. I didn't manage to get much footage of the first half, but to Bottesford's credit, it was a very evenly matched game until a defensive mix-up gifted the visitors the opener. And annoyingly, I didn't catch any of Friday night's goals, but thankfully Bottesford Town did, and they've so kindly allowed me to use their footage in this vlog.
Waiting for goalkeeping, so the goalkeeper's going to get him now. It's on the ground. He's clear.
Half-time, Bottesford Town 0, Scunthorpe United 3. A slightly unfair scoreline for the hosts, but Scunthorpe were just so much more clinical in front of goal, which I guess is what you'd expect from a team 4 leagues higher. Bottesford made a full team's worth of substitutes at half-time, including changing kits as they came out in their new yellow away strip. Full-time, Bottesford Town 0, Scunthorpe United 4 on a rainy evening in Lincolnshire. I enjoyed that game and it was great to see such a big crowd at the Barrett Steel, but the scoreline was a little harsh on the hosts. They played really well against a very strong opposition who were much more clinical in front of goal. At full-time I caught up with Lee Herrick, who gave his thoughts on that performance.
I've known Andy Butler a long time. We was YTs together at Scunny, and I really hope he does well because he's a nice kid and I've got a lot of time for him. And I watched his interview on YouTube last night with the club, and he was talking about Mason Campbell's going to be his number one, and he's lost a couple of players here and there. So I knew there was going to be full of trialists tonight, but the quality levels are evident to see. You know, there's a reason why we're where we are, and there's a reason why their trialists are there. You got Joey Dawson, who was at Celtic the last few years. It looks like a very, very, very good signing for him. I hope he does well for him. And then the lad that they've just got in the middle of the pitch, Yui, he looks like a proper footballer, really does. But in the game itself, I thought the first 25 minutes were really even. Obviously, they're going to be fitting on us that they work out and stuff every day. We have 3 hours a week together. But we created chances. You know, goalkeepers made a couple of good saves. We've missed a couple as well that we might have done better with. And then the first goal was a bit of a killer because it's a mistake from us. And it just saps everything away. You know it's going to be hard. So to concede with an individual mistake, it's tough to recover from that. But it was good to hear the likes of Scott and Taz and Jack getting round the lads saying, "Come on, body language, let's go again." And then, I thought we stuck in there. And if you'd have said to me before the game that you'll get beat 4-0, I'd have said, "Yeah, okay, that's probably will be about right." I've played in these games myself on both sides, and when I was at Scunthorpe United many moons ago, we went to non-league clubs and won 7, 8, 9. And then when I've been here and other clubs in the local area, I remember one pre-season, and when I was at Winston, I think we got done 10 by one of the pro clubs, and that doesn't help anybody. So thankfully, from our part, no injuries or nothing like that tonight, and I hope from Bucks' team, I hope they've not picked up any injuries because we want to create a link with Scunthorpe United. I know a lot of people there, Michelle, Glyn, fantastic people, working really hard to make sure our town has a professional football club. We quite happily have them down here for training sessions. When it's winter and frosty, they could come down here and they use it. But fingers crossed, come the end of the season, we're both where we want to be, and we've both had 2 successful seasons.
A 4-0 scoreline isn't really a hammering when you consider the 4-league difference between the two teams, and I think if Bottesford play like that in the league, they'll be fine for this coming season. I did list Bottesford as one of the teams to look out for this season, and I stand by that prediction. I think they're going to have an exciting season, as they've not only kept the majority of last season's talented squad, but added plenty of new faces to it. So I'm looking forward to going back there very soon. Alongside my matchday vlog, I filmed a behind the scenes episode at the Barrett Steel Stadium, which will be released in the next month or so. My first episode featured Sleaford Town, which you can see linked in the description under this video, and Bottesford Town's episode will be my fourth, coming after Quorn and Carlton Town. But here's a bit of a preview so you can see what to expect.
And do you have any targets that you've set yourself for the coming season?
Yeah, I sort of want to score a bit more than I did last season. I think I did all right last season, to be fair, but definitely want to score a bit more. But I think that it's a team game, innit? So I think we all want to just do quite a bit better than what we did last season. I think we let ourselves down a bit last season. Like I say, we started off really well. It just didn't continue that momentum.
Thank you to Bottesford Town for their incredible hospitality once again, and not only letting me film and use their footage, but for all the staff and players who took the time to talk to me on Friday. I went to the Cam Classico on Saturday, and I'm currently working on the vlog from Cambridge United's 3-1 win against neighbours Cambridge City, and that was quite some game, so keep a lookout for it. I'm expecting to have it released by this time tomorrow. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you're enjoying my content so far, and why not check out my behind the scenes series. Thanks for watching.